Hello everyone, this is Nan with another video on AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate Certification, and in this video we are going to talk about one more type of RDS database, and that is Microsoft SQL database. So in the previous two videos we created a RDS database for MySQL. We also created a Aurora DB and then made a connection to the EC2 instance. In this database, we are going to work on Microsoft SQL database. So Microsoft SQL database is a proprietary database of Microsoft, and many applications in most of the organization use Microsoft SQL database. In this video, I'm going to show you that how we can make an Microsoft SQL database, and then we can make a connection from EC2 instance. So the only difference here we need to remember about Microsoft SQL database is that once you create a Microsoft SQL database, you do need SQL Management Studio software. So MS SQL Management Studio software. We will download it on a EC2 instance. Once that software is downloaded, then we will connect to our Microsoft SQL or Microsoft SQL database. So first of all, we'll create the database, then we'll download the software on EC2 instance, and then we'll make a connection. So let's get started. So I'm here in databases section, and all I need to do is to create a new database. And once we create a new database in here, let's see if I can create a database. So here we're gonna go with standard. I'm in RDS database. You can go to the services, databases, and RDS. We're gonna go with standard create, and this time we are going to create Microsoft SQL database, and in this it will ask you which version would you need. So Express Edition for Microsoft is the free version, and you can create a database size of 10 GB, whereas there is Web Edition, Standard Edition, and Enterprise Edition as well. This is for production databases. We're going to go with just Express Edition database, and the version we're going to go with is this one. You can go with all the other different type of versions as well based on your organizational needs. I'm going to go with the free tier. In this database, you can go with dev and test. Why are you not able to see the production? Because we selected Express Edition. Express Edition is mostly used for dev and test environment, whereas if I would have selected enterprise version or standard version, in that case you will see production and test dev here as well. So I'm gonna go with Express Edition, and at the same time I am going to go with a free edition. I'm gonna go with the database instance as database 2, and the name of the database as usual. We will go with the username root, and the password, and the instance size we are going to go with T2 micro, which is this one. You need to select this option. Storage will remain as is. In connectivity, we need to enable public access so that we can connect to this database. For now, we don't need, if you're connecting from EC2 instance that is sitting in the cloud, you don't need this access. I'm just enabling it in case that if you are connecting from your home computer, from the computer from where you're connected to the cloud, then you need a public access. In our case, since we're connecting it from the EC2 instance, we don't need public access as such, but I'm just enabling it in case if we need to connect it from our home computer. Other than that, we also need to make sure the port for MSSQL is 1433, whereas the port for Aurora DB and for MySQL was 3306. So this port needs to be open on EC2 instance or the application where the application is hosted. So I'm going to go with so just remember this. Here additional information you can provide here more information about the database parameters. Your DBA will be able to help you out with this if there whatever parameters they need here. Backup, I'm not going to enable backup, as well as I am going to So backup is not enabled in here. Let's say it is 7 days of backup. I'm gonna set it to 2 days, because sometime what happens, it will automatically enable the backup. Insights, retention period, this is for again the performance insights for the database. I'm gonna leave it as is. The key monitoring logs, we don't need anything at this point. Database protection, this is providing us the monthly cost for this database, and I'm gonna create the database. So once while this database is being created, we're gonna go jump onto the EC2 instance. So on the EC2 instance, the very first thing that we need to do is to make sure that port 1433 is open on this EC2 instance. So I'm gonna go to the Windows instance, go to the security group, and go to edit this inbound. You make sure that you're here and add a rule, and here if you can remember, you can type here the port number, or otherwise the good thing about these rules is that you can just directly select your type of database. So this is MSSQL, and will automatically bring this, and here anyone can connect to this, and I'm gonna click save on this. So once this rule is open, all I need to do is to log into this EC2 instance. So I'm already logged into this EC2 instance, and EC2 instance is right here. So this is my EC2 instance. Now the second thing, we cannot use this. So in the previous video, we downloaded my MySQL workbench to connect to Aurora DB and also MySQL DB, but this tool cannot be used to connect to Microsoft SQL DB. In order to connect to Microsoft SQL DB, you need to download a product called Microsoft SQL Management Studio. So Microsoft Management. Okay, so here you need to download. So once you click on this link here, and it will take you to another link, and from here it is, as you can see, this is to connect to Microsoft SQL database managed instance, and also you can connect to the analytics services as well. So all you need to do is download here. Once here you can just save this, save the file, or you can run from the setup. So I'm gonna save this here. So basically, so once it is downloaded, so it is all you need to do is to run the management studio setup. So I think it is running this right now. So it is running it, and all I need to do is click next, actually install, and it will be installed shortly. And it's just a software, it's not a complete it's not a, it's not a Visual Studio, it's not a huge big software, it's just a software to manage and connect to the SQL or SQL databases. And the same software will connect to all types of MS SQL databases, which is Express Edition, Web Edition, Standard Edition, or Management Edition. So I'm gonna pause the video here. Once it is downloaded, then I will start again. Okay, it is installed. It took around 10 to 15 minutes for this to install. So I'm gonna just restart this now, and it will take another few minutes. So once after restart, you need to reconnect, and once you reconnect, it's just loading. Server is still loading. All you need to do is go to Management Studio. So Management Studio, find it right here, Microsoft SQL Server Tools, and in this is Microsoft Management Studio. So once you open Management Studio, it's the same thing, that it will require an endpoint to be connected. So in the meantime, while this loads up, we can go back to our database. So database, we need to go to RDS database, and where our all databases are. So in here, in the previous two video, we created the other two databases, and this is, so the database that we created was SQL Express Edition. We are going to connect to the database, and what are we looking for? We're looking for the endpoint. So this is the endpoint, and jump back to the instance. It is still loading. So once it loads up, it is connect to the server. It automatically gives this screen. If it doesn't, all you need to do is to click here on connect and just say database engine. In the host name, just type the name of the database. So this is the name of the database endpoint, and here need to change this to SQL authentication, and remember that we use the root account password. So root and the password that we created while it is we were creating the database, and now we are connected. So we are connected, and the database we created was this is the database that we already, no, we never named the database in this. It automatically created this one database, and you can create any number of databases, and since it is connected, it will be given to DBAs and they can use this database. So in this video, we created a MSSQL database, and we downloaded this management software, and we made a connection. Thank you for watching this video.